to wonder if maybe I am trying to pan too many eyeshadows. This is my Pan the Way, How Am I Doing? Update 1. How is everybody? If you're new here, hi, thanks for stopping by. Welcome to the family. My name is Rose. I'm a girl boss on a budget who loves to save money and project pan. Today's video is how am I doing on my project I have created last month called Pan the Way, Wheel of Palettes. The ladies who have been doing it, myself included, have all been using the hashtag Pan the Way over on our Instagrams, and then Wheel of Palettes is instead of Wheel of Fortune. The only requirement is that you have to put your eyeshadow palettes into a wheel of some sort to be able to spin the wheel and pick your eyeshadow palettes that you want to focus on. And the goal is you can pick however many different eyeshadow palettes you want. I have chosen to pick 4, and then you can only pick 1 eyeshadow per palette though. So keep that in mind if you are interested in doing it. I will list the intro to this in the cards for you guys. Feel free to go check it out so you can see how to participate. I do have a sign-up sheet, and I will also be sure to list the sign-up sheet in the description of this video as well. Have to enter your palettes into a wheel of some sort, such as Wheel Decide or Roulette Wheel or Tiny Decisions. There are tons of wheels out there, like wheel apps and stuff. And you have to spin the wheel because it is all 100% roulette style, and you spin the wheel and whatever palette it picks for you, you then have to, for example, I will use my PinkyRose Bright Lights, which is one of mine. You then have to count the number of shadows in the palette from top left to right. So from the top, and then you count on that number that you generate. You would then enter that into a random number generator. So this one has 14, so you would enter 1 to 14 into a like random.org, and then the number that it generates, that is the shadow that you pan in that palette. I hope that makes sense. I will be sure to list the ladies that are doing this down below in the description box for you guys. Be sure to go check out their progress as well. There are a couple of us doing this project, and I am just thankful that I have the ladies that are doing it, and they've been enjoying it too. And I will show you the progress or any progress on my eyeshadows. Starting with my PinkyRose Bright Lights palette, I was randomly drawn this palette and randomly chosen the shade Punky right here, which of course it's got to be a bright palette and a bright shadow. Good thing bright colors don't intimidate me. But I was chosen this shade, Punky, and I've been using it to the best of my ability. You know, you can only do so much with a bright blue eyeshadow, but if I angle the palette just right, you can see there is a dip in it. But I have no idea as far as PinkyRose's formula, if it's easy to pan or not. So I guess time will tell on when I will hit that pan. But there is a nice little dip in there. If you can kind of see clearly, there's some dips in all of these, but that is my main focus, is the shade called Punky. I have it upside down so I don't blind you guys with the mirror and my lights. But there is a nice dip in there. So no pans officially up on this update with any of my eyeshadows. I am just going to let you guys know that up front. There's no pans hit yet, but we will get there. Next palette that was randomly chosen for me was my 35H palette from Morphe, and And of course, I didn't have to worry about going through and counting because we all know it's a 35 palette. So I counted all of the shadows, entered 1 through 35 into random.org, and I do all of this in my intro. You guys feel free to go check it out if you haven't already. And it randomly chose number 26 for me, and number 26 from top left, which will be this way, from my left to right, was the shade right here called Alter Ego. There is a little bit of a dip in there, but nothing too crazy. I mean, I'm kind of trying to get it to where you guys can see if there's any dip at all. The shadow right here, and a little bit, but nothing too drastic. And I just gouged this shadow right here, I've noticed, which is the shade Reflection. So that kind of sucks, but what are you gonna do, you know? Swatch of Alter Ego. It is a really pretty color though, and especially Morphe's newer palettes like that, the redone versions, their formula has been really good in those. Let me give you guys a swatch also. I forgot to give you a swatch of the shade Punky from my Bright Lights palette from PinkyRose. I've been trying to pan, and this is a really, really pretty blue shadow. It's kind of like a deep sea type of turquoise blue. So there's the two shadows so far. And then my next palette that was chosen for me was my Bad Habit After Hours palette, which is a dupe for the Huda Beauty Mauve Obsessions. And of course, I got chosen the shade Eye Contact right here, which is another kind of shimmery shade like the Alter Ego one from 35H. But it's all random style, so that's the chance that I was willing to take when I created this project. But it has been a lot of fun, you guys. So if I angle it kind of just right, you can see there's a little dip in there, but I'm not gonna lie, I haven't used it too much. I've maybe used it 2 or 3 times in conjunction with this shadow right here. Let me give you a swatch. Very similar. So I use the two, obviously, when I do any kind of looks with my Pan Those eyeshadows. I do use those two together a lot because they are so very similar. And I kind of wish I could have got chosen something a little more different, but hey, that's the chance I was willing to take, you know, by doing all roulette style. So no pan yet on that one. And then my last shadow that was chosen for me was from my Warrior palette by Juvias Play, and the shade Kano was chosen. At least it was a brownish matte color, so I was glad to take it. And Kano is a typical kind of neutral, kind of warm tone matte brown shade. And I heard that actually Juvia's Place's shadows are pretty easy to pan. I'm not sure because this is the one I have the least progress on, but yet use the most of. And that is, you can see there's not much of a dip in it. And I use this one the most just because it's a bigger palette. Do you see the size of them pans? I'm just saying. So, and I've used it quite a bit, and this has the least amount of progress. So I guess it just really depends on each person. Each person pans differently. So here's the swatch of Kano. And it's a really rich brown shade. Actually, really pretty. But it has been challenging for me to try to use all 4 of these together to create a look. I wish I could be able to do that without it looking too crazy. I mean, I guess I probably could. I don't know. What do you guys think? You tell me what you think. Do you think that you can create a look with those 4 shadows? Those are my 4 shadows, and no pans yet for Pan the Way, so we'll keep working at it though. I basically just wanted to hop on here and just give you guys a quick update to let you guys know how I have been doing with like to join in, feel free to check the description box. There will be the sign up sheet will be under there again for you guys. All you have to do is just click on the link and fill out your name and your Instagram handle, and if you have any questions or anything, you can leave it on there, so that way you are officially signed up. So then when doing updates from that point forward, I will then add you to the description box of all my videos. And the person who pans the most eyeshadows in this project, for everybody who has joined by Halloween of next year, will receive a prize. So you definitely want to join in if you haven't already. And if you have any questions with anything, please feel free to leave me a comment down below. I will answer your question or anything that you have that you may want to know about this project. It has been a lot of fun. So there are my shadows. And lastly, what I did for my look today. What do you guys think? I used my Morphe 35V palette, which is absolutely stunning. I love me some blues, and it's got it's just your really beautiful cool tone palette. It's got some berries in the middle, some blues and purples, and some really beautiful shades over here for everyday use and to blend out these darker shadows. So that is what I did for my look. I used the shades Risque to kind of start out and just set the primer down. And then I used the shade Devoted, all blowed out, all in my crease. Really pretty shade right there. And then I used the shade Fling to kind of give it a little more depth, even though it is a very dark color blue already. Devoted is, but I used Fling as well. And then for my lid, I use Knockout on the inner portion, and then on the outer portion, I used a little bit of Tantalizing and Stud, these two. So I think it came out really pretty. I love to use a lot of different eyeshadows. If you guys can't tell or know me by now, I always use at least 6 shadows per look. But that is how I get the nice, bright and vibrant looks that I do create when I do my eyeshadows, and the depth and everything on my looks, because I do get a lot of compliments on my looks, and I get a lot of people asking me, how I do my eyeshadows. Also, on my Pinterest, I have it listed in every one of my description videos for you guys, but you can feel free to go check it out, because I do a color by number pictorial. So feel free to go check it out if you would like to see and recreate some of the looks that I do create. Okay, you guys, so that is everything for this month's update for Pan the Way Wheel of Palettes. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out so much. We are surely but steadily growing, and once I get to 400 subscribers over here, I will be hosting another giveaway. Here's to hoping that we get there soon, you guys. And until the next video, everybody enjoy the rest of their day. Bye.